How's it going, everybody? In this video I'm going to be showing you my Red Eyes deck. This is a deck I whipped up with my friends this past weekend and I played tested for a couple hours. I really love the Red Eyes archetype, definitely in my top probably 5. The Red Eyes archetype though really needs some extra support. I think Dragoon is quite carrying it, but hopefully it comes soon. I think there was some new cards in the OCG. But yeah, I'm going to be showing you my first iteration of the deck and also talking about some things I want to add or subtract in the next iterations. I do want to do some theory crafting in this video and just some thoughts because Red Eyes is in a tough spot, so there isn't really the most optimal strategy I think out there right now, at least from my personal opinion. Anyway though, let's get into the actual deck. Alright, so getting into the actual deck, I ran to 3 Red Eyes. I think 2 might be acceptable, but for the amount of times I needed Red Eyes, especially since Red Eyes is kind of the main archetype monster, I think 3 is quite, not necessary, but it definitely felt needed. I ran 2 Alternative Dragon. These only came up like once or twice. I think this card is definitely really good because it can make one of our Red Eyes monsters 4800 attack. Got a Red Eyes Darkness Metal. This came up in a lot of games and it actually did a lot of work. So one thing I forgot to mention is this is actually a branded Red Eyes deck. I know people might hate me or hate the branded stuff, but I think it actually has some synergy. One of the synergies with Red Eyes Darkness Metal, you can actually special summon Fallen of Albaz from the graveyard. That's awesome because when it's special summoned, you can then fusion into one of the fusion monsters. So there's some synergy there, but Darkness Metal I think was great. Actually, since Darkness Metal is not limited to 1, I think I might add 2. I actually have to recheck the ruling though. Did run the 3 Black Metal, I think that's quite necessary. We do run an extra deck monster that can easily link this off, and that gives us the effect of getting any Red Eyes card. Could get Red Eyes Darkness Metal, could be anything. Really nice. So those were the Red Eyes monsters. For the Despia and the Fallen of Albaz stuff, I did 2 Aluber and 2 Fallen of Albaz. I think 2 of each were fine. I mean, I didn't really intend this as being a branded deck. I just wanted the branded engine to kind of support the Red Eye stuff. It didn't really feel like that. It kind of just felt like the branded was just a completely different side of the Red Eyes deck, which helped push for the game in a lot of instances, but at the same time, I don't know, if I'm building a Red Eyes deck, I want it to feel like a Red Eyes deck, and when I saw any of the branded cards, it didn't really feel like that. Other than the interaction between Red Eyes and Fallen of Albaz, that was really the only kind of synergy I felt like I saw. The one thing I like about the Aluber and why I added that is because of the Masquerade Dragon, and it has a similar effect to Flare, or yeah, Darkness Flare, that whenever they activate an effect, it's going to burn them, or your opponent's going to get burned. Which is cool because it has that, I guess, synergy, but it's, I don't know, getting to that board state, if it just feels like clunky or clashy, I don't know. Again, I didn't play like 1,000 games of this, but I'm just trying to have some fun, play some Red Eyes cards. Then for the one-ofs, I got like a one of Gearfried. This is so you go into the Slash Dragon. That's such a cool monster. I never went into it because I just never really saw the need to, almost. Kind of sad, but yeah, we'll talk about that. Dark Magician for the Dragoon. Light Pulsar for the Meteor Comet Dragon. Although now that the Bestial stuff, yeah, I think I wrote the Magmoot kind of takes the place of this card, so yeah, but I don't know if I feel like spending like 25-30 bucks on that card yet, so I don't know. Again, I want to play the game, have some fun, but at the same time, I don't know if I'm willing to spend like all this money. I mean, it depends. If I had like 30-40 bucks more to spend on a card, I'd probably just buy another Red Eyes Darkness Dragon or Darkness Metal Dragon, like a cooler rarity. But yeah, if you have the Dragon Moot thing, I think it fits the better spot than this card. Then for some hand traps, we just run 4 hand traps. Probably would run a little more, but every time Ash came up with my friends, it did pretty good, obviously. I guess while we're on the monsters though, I want to quickly theory craft. I did have Knock Division in the deck. I just took that out recently. I forgot to put it back, but this never came up. I never wanted to play this. I never even wanted to see this. This helps to go into your rank 7 plays with the Darkness Flare Dragon, or the Black Flare Dragon, but I just didn't see it. I didn't feel like I needed it, so I just took it out. I was thinking of going Shadow just so you could go into Winda. Always wanted to play this card. Again, the Darkness, or the Red Eyes Darkness Dragon. So cool, but just makes no sense. Red Eyes Beat Chick didn't seem necessary. Was thinking about the Dark Hex Sealed fusion. I don't know, maybe that could take the place of Dark Magician. Blackstone also was another possibility. If we do add the Blackstone, I could also add the one or was it one for all? 1 for 1. I feel like I might be missing something with this card, so I think going back, maybe possibly re-adding a Blackstone and testing it out would be nice. For these fusions or the spell and traps, we got the Red Eyes fusion. Amazing card. You get the Dragoon really easily. You can get into any Red Eyes monster, but the problem is, if you have the option to go into Dragoon, you're just probably going to go into Dragoon. That just becomes your only play. Like, why would you go into something else? And the thing is, this also makes it so you can't special summon, normal summon any other monster that turn, so you got to make sure that the monster is heavy hitting enough, and Dragoon really only fits that criteria. Red Eyes Insight, this actually was a lot better than I thought, so you can search for Red Eyes spell or trap, and you also send a Red Eyes monster from your hand or deck to the graveyard. Getting that extra Red Eyes into the graveyard is super helpful because of the amount of ways we could either interact with the Red Eyes or get additional benefits from that. Then the 3 branded fusion, pretty obvious because branded's insane. Then 1 branded opening just because I had it. It came up like once or twice. One of the reasons why I really like this card though is if it's in your graveyard, if a fusion monster you control will be destroyed by a card effect, you can actually banish this instead. So that seemed kind of good, and this is a pretty, not say a fusion heavy deck, but you can see we have a lot of fusion spells, so it is a little bit more of a fusion or leans towards the side of fusion cards. So I thought that'd be helpful, but that didn't really come up, and I don't think it's worth running for that only instance. Then we just have some one-ofs like Change of Heart, beautiful card, Raigeki, Monster Reborn, Harpies, Called By, kind of just your staples. Then for some traps, Return of the Red Eyes, this was actually awesome because you could continually get Red Eyes monsters back, and if it's destroyed you get another Red Eyes monster back. It's also searchable too, you really only need 1. Red Eyes Spirit was good too, which is a Monster Reborn for your Red Eyes. It's also searchable, that's why I'm running 1. And then I was running 3 Solemn Strike because I wanted some control in the deck and just some cards I don't have to think about. Oh, someone summons something or activates an effect, I can negate it and destroy the card. I thought it was pretty nice. I just like cards like this. I don't know if it's necessarily super meta, but it's a card that's always pretty good. Then I was playing some fun stuff like Magic Cylinder because we have was like 4 to 6, I think it's like only 4 or 5 burn cards in the extra deck. Our opponent's life points are going to be quite low, so if we do something cheeky like Magic Cylinder, negate their attack, and then target them, or bounce their attack back, that could do a lot of damage to them. But I think this Ring of Destruction is a little bit better in a sense, even though it also targets us. Just kind of another way to burn our opponent down. One thing I was kind of considering was adding trap tricks and maybe either more of these or maybe making this more of a trap focused deck. Just in a sense of trying to like burn our opponent down but also searching out, I guess, answers. So for the extra deck, got the 2 Red Eyes Black Flare. I think 2's fine. There's like one time where I was like, I wish I had a 3rd, but you really don't need all that. I had the Red Eyes Metal, Dragon of Steel. This card is so cool, but like, I don't think it's just worth it. This card is just not that good. It's a Link 4, and then you get the special summon a banished monster, and then have its effects negated, and that's it. I don't know. Definitely doesn't seem good. Maybe I'm missing something. The card's super cool though. Definitely one of my top like 3 favorite Red Eyes monsters. Then we got the Red Eyes Slash. I wish I had this card saw more playtime, but every time the possibility came up of me summoning it, I just was like, I would just do Dragoon or even Meteor Comet Dragon, just burn them for more damage. So this didn't come up, but the deck that I'm working on for the Rev 2 is going to focus more on this card because I think this card's got a lot more potential than I was taking it for. It's just that the deck that I built doesn't support that, I guess. Got the Meteor Comet Dragon. This card is spicy, 3500 attack, and it can burn your opponent. Awesome. Got the Dragoon, super good. I knew this card was good, but actually playing with it, I was like, this is so dumb. And the scary thing is, it's still obviously good, but it's not like ban worthy or that good because there's other stuff. I just think that's insane. I think the power level of this game is just too high. It's too high. I think that was it for the Red Eye stuff. Then we got 2 of the Masquerade Dragons, kind of similar to the Black Flare. Pretty easy to get out. Got 1 Lubellion, then I had an Albion in case I wanted to summon it off of Mirror Jade. So that was really it for the Fallen Valbaz stuff, branded stuff. Got the Dark Loomer because everything's dark in his deck. Appaloosa in case it comes up. Then I played this Heretic Seal thing. It never came up, never really even considered it, but it was there in case I wanted to play it. And then I have this Pisky. This is what you send the baby metal dragon off of to proc its effect to search from your deck. I'd probably run 2 of these because the utility is there and it's useful. But yeah, that's really the only, it has a secondary effect, but that's really all that I felt like I needed it for. Now there's some cards that I want to quickly talk about. So we talked about the Magmoot card, just that new Claw Magic card. I actually just bought those. There's that Trap Chain Whirler card or something. I just bought one of those too. I could go more into the branded stuff, and there's that Abyss branded dragon. I think the way... So this deck, I want to build a Red Eyes deck. I'm going to try and focus more on, again, the slash aspect to it. I'm probably actually going to... I don't know if I'm going to remove all the branded stuff just yet, because there is some synergy there. Especially, I really like the synergy with the Metal Dragon and Fallen of Albaz being able to special summon it. The Aluber, as much as I like going to Masquerade Dragon, I think I could almost take that out just to save some more space for some other stuff like hand traps. I think by focusing more on the Slash Dragon, because if we go back to Slash Dragon's effect, I don't think it's amazing though. That's like the sad thing, but the card is just so cool that I want to at least explore this path of Red Eyes a little bit more, as opposed to adding more branded stuff, because like the branded engine could just summon Dragoon like by itself almost. Like it doesn't need all these Red Eyes cards, but the Red Eyes deck archetype needs support like really bad. Like my favorite archetype is Cyber Dragon. That's what I preach. But man, Red Eyes is hurting. Or maybe I'm just not understanding something, but there's like no deck text about it, no nothing. And it's kind of sad because Red Eyes is super awesome. But if you guys are playtesting Red Eyes, let me know your thoughts. The branded engine seems pretty good. I know there's that Dragon Link stuff, but honestly, I don't feel like linking off a million things and having like a 2-hour turn. I could just play a card and summon Dragoon and have a pretty cool board state. But yeah, anyway, thanks for watching everybody. Let me know some thoughts. Hope you enjoyed. Take care. See you later.